You know, old people be having problems, honey. I couldn't get the connection right, child.
Look at you. I got her drink. Listen, I got my drink too.
Yes.
Got
You
my
gotta have a drink.
I just love you, Kim. First of all, you're so beautiful to me. I mean, you just have this face that's just like, oh, it's just so lush, and those big dimples that are the size of my fist. You're just so gorgeous to me. And just a sweet woman, you know. Just thank you so much.
You're very kind.
Listen, I was raised right, but you were definitely a beautiful woman.
You are
you know,
I'm just,
I had to get dressed up for you, girl.
I like it. I like it.
Denim puff sleeve. You know, denim puff sleeve. You know, you guys, like I said, I've been following Kim for a while. I mean, since I was, you know, this young ingenue running around Hollywood. She was on a show called Oh Drama, which got my attention, you know, as an aspiring journalist and somebody who wanted to work in that space. And I was just like, wow, you know, this woman is just doing everything. Like, Kim, you do everything. There's so much that I want to talk about. I mean, you have your Corona Chronicles, you're a WW ambassador. You know, you played a mom to the main character on 2020. I'm always thinking news on 20s.
I know, you just get the news.
Yeah, you know, and you have a book, The Delusion of Cinderella, that we want to talk about. And then you have the podcast that you do with Sherry Shepherd. Yes. That I'm a huge fan of Sherry. So I just want to get right into it. Number one, first of all, like, how are you and your family doing? How are you guys doing?
Oh, you know what? We're doing good. You know, no one's been affected by the COVID. You know, the homeschool took me out for a minute, but I want to say that school was over as of yesterday. So,
oh, wow.
I just feel like a weight has been lifted off of me. It was a very difficult 2 months of teaching and working and cooking and cleaning. Doing all the things that, you know, people have been doing for decades, but it was hard.
Right. So you guys who are just joining, I have Kim Whitley here, the queen of comedy in my book. You guys, you know, I mean, Kim's resume is so long, you know, Raising Whitley, which, you know, was what? The top 5 shows on Oprah Winfrey's network. Top 5. I mean, you guys do 1.2 million viewers. Like, good God. Wow. How is Joshua?
Joshua's doing well. He's actually gone out today with his dad, but he's, you know, we have really gotten to know each other during this time. I will say that.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting because I got to know my son, he got to know me, and so it's been a challenge, but he's fine. Growing.
That's what this time is really about. You know, I was really, you know, I really wanted to do this interview today and this time, just because of the climate that we're in. You have a young son. The world, the country is mourning the loss of George Floyd. You know, yet another Black man whose life was cut down. You know, when you think about the future of your son, like, what are you hoping for Joshua? You know?
You know, what I hope for Joshua is that, well, first of all, that he learns to read. You know, he's been reading, but, you know, I want him to become, first of all, a nice man. I want him to become a nice, you know, man, Christian, God-fearing, all the things that I want in a man, I want Joshua to become. You know, kind to his mother, kind to friends. I got a couple of friends who I was like, you know what, I want Joshua to become like him.
Wow.
That, you know, self-sufficient, that kind of thing, strong. I think that's my best wish, and that he's happy.
Wow. I mean, Kim, you've had an amazing upbringing, you know, growing up in Ohio, Shaker Heights, you know, middle-class family. You know, Shaker Heights, Ohio is home to people like Halle Berry and Arsenio Hall. I mean, there is a lot of Black creativity coming out of Ohio. You know, talk a little bit about what it was like coming up for you and just the support that you have from your parents to pursue the arts. You know, to leave, you know, this beautiful nest, this support that you had, this buttress and this undergirding, you know, professional parent. She's a Fisk University alumna, HBCUs in the house, so we got to give it up for our HBCUs. You know, talk a little bit about that.
You know, I'm glad I grew up where I grew up. You know, I think Ohio, the Midwest made me who I am, because I grew up in a very secure environment. And I say that because it was lots of love. I had a two-parent home. My dad
Yeah,
had, you know, an
that's big,
architectural
Kim.
firm.
You know that's huge.
That
That's huge
that's
because a lot of us don't come from that type of environment. You
that's
know.
what I hear. And my friends tell me that they're like, Kim, you're so lucky. So you're right. I did not know any different. But my neighbors, the neighborhood I came up, and I think it's a Midwest thing. You know, my girlfriend across the street, the Weavers, you know, their mom and dad, you know, you know, they had six kids, and you know, so I look around and where I was born and what I was raised in Shaker
Mm,
Heights and all of that, that there was a father and a mother. So I didn't see anything different. And there was high expectations of their
yeah,
children. So
yeah.
I did have that, and a lot of love. That's the thing. Did I grow up with racism? Yes, but I was shielded from it until, you know, probably high
Mm,
school. Then I,
wow,
you know, started knowing it, and you know, and then you get, you know, your brothers and the police and all the kind of stuff. So you start understanding racism at a early enough age.
wow, wow. So when you were in high school and you were, you know, thinking about what it is that you wanted to do with your life, you know, when did the idea to become a comedian and an actress, you know, come into the picture for you? Was that something you've always wanted to do since you were a young girl, or did this kick in like during those teenage years?
Well, my family's funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am not okay, Mark. I'm looking
Wait,
at
hold
people
up. I'm sorry.
texting.
Somebody is hitting. Y'all are hitting on my guests. Can y'all not hit on my guests while I'm in an interview? Good Lord. Good Lord. Hitting on a lady. Let the
Those are my
lady
friends.
interview. Oh, okay.
Don't
Oh,
you know?
okay.
It's people that when me and Sherry are doing live, I see some of the same people. They become your IG friends. You look forward to them saying something. So
I
um,
love it. I love it.
it's an interesting world, you know, cyber world, but you feel connected to the people who always say something, you know.
I welcome it. I welcome it. I just thought it was somebody from my camp because I'm kind of sitting far back and I don't have my glasses on because I'm trying to be cute. I'm like, is somebody trying to
Hey,
hit on
oh,
these
Khalid,
ladies on
what's
my
happening?
life?
Yeah,
Oh, so you're
my
talking about
cousin,
coming
my
from a
people.
family that's really funny, you
Yeah,
know, so that was your,
I'm
okay.
actually not the funniest one in my family at all. Um, hey Shabazz, you know I'm eating some WW snacks. They always ask me what am I eating. Uh,
Shabazz is an alumna from my school, Chain University. So we also, I'm a graduate of an HBCU, the oldest, founded in 1837. So you'll see a lot of my Cheney alums on here, like, go Cheney. So you said you're not the funniest.
no, my brothers are hysterical, but they
Oh,
decided
wow.
to become architects. But they are so funny. They should have definitely become a comedian. One should have been a director.
Well, wait a minute. Your dad was an architect, right?
Right, and my brothers worked for his company. So yeah, so
Yeah. They followed in daddy's footsteps.
yeah, and they should have been just comedians. They're so funny. And when I'm home, I'm the quiet one. My family is so loud.
Kim, I can't imagine you being quiet.
Oh, I'm the
I
quiet
cannot
one.
imagine
My
you
brother
being,
Kyle get to talking and telling his stories. I can't even get a word in. I just sit back and be like, all right.
wow.
So,
So how
yeah,
did you end up at Fisk?
Fisk University. is a family school. It wasn't like I had a choice. I told everybody, I'm going to Cornell. I'm doing this. But my father's sisters went, my mom, my grandfather, my grandmother. So already was told I was going to Fisk University. My application was already filled out.
Oh,
My,
wow.
yeah,
I
my
get
picture.
that.
Yeah, my picture was sent in. They were like, "Nope, you're going to Fisk." I didn't.
Wow.
I never got to like go visit schools or anything like that.
Oh, you didn't do like a campus tour, HBCU tour, or anything like that? I
No,
get it. Listen, my dad graduated from Cheney. He's an alum. You know, we graduated exactly 20 years apart from each other. So it was,
isn't that a
I knew I
trip?
was gone. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's such an amazing legacy. That's such an amazing legacy. So, guys, I have a little bit of, trivia that I don't think you guys know, at least my audience may not know, but Kim was a teacher. Kim was a teacher because a lot of people need to know this stuff. People think you just blow up. You just end up sitting on Arsenio Hall. You just end up sitting on Ellen. You
Yeah,
just
okay.
end up being an Emmy-nominated actress, comedian. Like, you just ended up this way, Kim. You know, but there's this journey to it. So, Kim, like teaching, how did you become a teacher? You know, was that something you said, you know what, this is what I want to do to help, support me while I'm pursuing my career as an actress, comedian in Hollywood?
Well, one thing my parents told me is that you got to get your degree. No matter what, you're going to have to support yourself. You want to become this actress, you got to get your degree. And when I
I was
went to
like, wow,
Fisk,
I never knew. See, that's why y'all got to keep tuning into my lives because I get to digging and digging and digging.
digging and
Go
digging,
ahead,
and
Kim.
I had to become something. And once I got my degree, I came out to Los Angeles. My parents were like, "You're free to go. You have done the contract that we've asked you to do." I
Mm.
went to Los Angeles, and I was like, "Now how am I going to support myself?" They're like, "You got a degree." Well, my girlfriend Carla Robinson, who went to Fisk with me, said, "You can come and stay with me, and I'll get you a teaching job." She was already teaching in Compton. So she
Wow.
said, "Yeah, you come out here, and I'll get you a job." And she got me a teaching job in Compton, and I like kids. I don't know if I was the best teacher, but I became an interesting teacher. So I was able to work and follow my dream, and that's what
Yeah.
was important. And my friend of mine, Burrell, he taught me one thing I never forget. He's from Chicago. He was like, "Always build a factory while you're on the job." And I never
Woo.
understood that till I got older. And I was like, that makes sense, that I was building this whole career while I was working to support myself. Then I
You
worked
have
at the
to.
YMCA, so yeah, that's basically what I
Yeah.
was
I
doing.
mean, this business, it's your dream. Your dream is your responsibility. You know what I mean? A lot of people, for some reason, that's not clicking with them. Like, your dream is your responsibility. It's expensive to be in this game. You know, you need pictures. You know, you need to take classes. You need to study. You want to go out and network. You want to look great. You want to feel
Mhm.
great. You know, you have to invest in you. You know, what did you feel like when you first walked on, to a major Hollywood set, in your first role? Like, what was that moment like for you?
Wow. Well, of course, you're very intimidated. Um, the first television show, I'll go with that one, was called Sparks. And it
Oh,
was, yeah, Robin Givens, Terrence Howard,
yeah,
Miguel
yeah.
Nunez,
I remember Sparks.
Arif
Oh
Kinchen.
my
Yeah.
God.
So first of all, you see these celebrities, you know, Robin Givens, and we're still friends today. She was so sweet and kind. And James Avery, he was on The Fresh Prince. And then Terrence wasn't nobody, and Miguel wasn't nobody, and neither was I.
Wow.
But you have these cameras nowadays. They don't have the cameras with the lights on them, but back then they had. You knew you were recording when the red light came on. So I
Oh,
remember the first time you had a red light came on. I was like, they were like, "Kim, it's your turn. It's your part. It's your line." I was like, "Huh?" And they're like, "Kim, you don't look in the camera." I was so green.
I know that
But
feeling.
fond memories, and um, I felt accomplished that I went out to do something. And
somebody just looked at you on Friday and Ice Cube with Ice
that's
Cube.
right. My first movie. That was my first movie. Kim
Wow.
Harding cast that. We had a whole discussion about that. Black casting director was great. It was.
You know what? Let me ask you something. You were just recently on. You did a cameo on Black as Fuck. I love saying the word fuck. Black as fuck.
Look at this. R.K. Jr. said funny. That was funny. Right.
Oh, okay. Shut up, Mecca. So Aunt Nadine, you have this cameo, you know, you have your cocktails, you're the auntie that loves your drink, that, you know, has all the tea, has all the gossip, what's going on in the family, out to family. Black as Fuck with Kenya Barris had a lot of pushback. People had so much to say. And what's so crazy to me, and I don't know if it's because I'm in the industry and I'm immersed in the industry and I understand what it takes to get our shows out there. Number one, I love the show. But what is your thoughts, or what were your thoughts about just all the backlash that it got?
Well, I wasn't ready. First of all, I got to say hi to my cousin Dula. I see you talking about we were in Lenore, North Carolina together, and we were. My mother's from Lenore, North Carolina. And I haven't been back in a long time, so say hey.
Wait, hold on. I want to read this comment, Kim. I'm so sorry. I want to read this comment. She is one of the most requested comedians in the business. Oh, well, heck yeah, you better. I know. I'm honored that she's here talking to me, you know, representing Black in America. I cannot wait to run this. So again, Kim, the pushback, the whole, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is the problem? Why do people have a problem with the show?
Well, people have a problem with the show because it should have been called Rich as Fuck. That's what it should have been called.
Woo, yeah.
Oh, my God. That's what it should have been called. It just, you know, with a little black undertones.
Goodness.
But I think people complain because when you put a title Black on there, people, for whatever reason, our people stereotype ourselves. What is, you know, Black as Fuck? What is that? You know?
Right.
But they're thinking of something like the show Southside. That should have been called Black as Fuck. If you ever watch that show, it's the funniest thing. Oh my God. It's about Southside of Chicago, and comedians wrote it, and it's hilarious. Or ghetto, whichever one. But I think they got pushed back. Well, when you go out and you do something and you do something different, you get the pushback. The kids, but people got to understand in Hollywood, try to make the kids look like the mom and dad, right?
Right.
So the kids look mixed, you know, but that's what his kids look like. But
yeah.
So there's the pushback on how the kids look. There's the pushback at people's relationship. And I want Black people to just enjoy and celebrate the fact that we got another TV show on the air. People don't realize how difficult it is to get something on the air. I don't care if you are Kenya Barris. Stop hating on it and enjoy it. Just because you hating on it and being a critic, what's it going to do? Nothing. It's going to air, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, maybe the people didn't like it, so we're not going to make another one. You know?
I thought it was, listen, I loved it. I thought it was excellent. You know, as the episodes, especially as the episodes went on and on and on, I'm like, this is excellent. I mean, it reminded me of course, Curb Your Enthusiasm, you know, which is another great show. And, you know, I also couldn't understand. I'm like, you guys, this is just Black life. We talk about we don't see enough positive Black images and Black wealth. And I'm like, is it because it's Hollywood? And there was this, you know, because if it were, okay, we'll go to the Cosby Show. That was uber successful, right? We had a Black doctor, a Black lawyer. It's because it was Hollywood. You know, I'm like, they had their success in Hollywood. And I wonder, I'm like, you know, is that part of the pushback? You know?
You know, it's people, I don't know. You know, people always talk about Black images. We want to see positive Black. Well, that was positive Black images. This man was trying to take care of his family. You know, he's made this money. How much more positive do you want to get? You
Yeah.
know, and you're right, he gave a lot of jobs and a lot of black jobs. Thing is support. Support, have your
Yeah.
opinion, but push the show out. Don't say
Yeah.
stuff that makes people not want to watch it. Give it a chance. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You can say stuff, say, but y'all got to watch it. You know, you say you got to watch it. Y'all give me your own opinion. But when people tear down the shows, that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about support, and, you know, in the midst of Black Lives Matter, you know, the death of another Black man, George Floyd, who has been assassinated, is what I'm calling it, you know, by the Minneapolis Police Department. You had Don Lemon, who went on the air, and he called out, you know, a lot of Black Hollywood, high-profile Black celebrities to be more supportive. You know, let's talk a little bit about that, Kim, because I was like, when I saw it, well, first of all, somebody sent me the clip, and then I had to go find it. And I was like, I was pulled in both directions. It's so crazy because Arise News in Lagos, Nigeria, reached out to me to talk about this very thing. And I went on the air, you know, in Africa, giving my thoughts about that. And I said, listen, you know, we can't hold people's feet to the fire because they aren't moving the way we think that they should move. People are
Yes.
doing what they can. Protest takes on many different components. You know, what are your thoughts about, you know, Don and all these other people trying to hold other celebrities accountable for not moving the way they think they should in this climate of Black Lives Matter, in
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19? We're in a global health crisis here.
That it's a lot. We're back to talking about Black AF. We're right back to the same problem. People have their opinions, and I love Don Lemon. And by no means was you know, me and Sherry trying to attack him. We were just bringing up what was obvious, and that's because not only Don Lemon, but other people have said the same thing. You know, on our social media, people are like, well, you need to be out there and you need to do the hold up. Y'all don't know what I need to be doing. And you don't know how much I have done. So I don't like when people do that. And the problem I think Sherry was having with Don, she said those were private conversations. So if Tyler Perry called him
Yeah.
and said, then he was like, well, you know, think y'all need to go Ellen or whatever. If people are able to put their money and help maybe some illegal bills or whatever, they're doing something. This is what I'm saying. You're calling people out, but if Don came out with a plan and said, look here, I'm about to lead the movement. I need y'all to come with me. Then that's different. Don, we are with you. We're going to lead the movement. What we got to do? But when you say we're not doing enough, I think everyone is doing what they can. I remember, was it Trayvon or it might have been someone else?
I mean,
We
there's
have,
been some Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Eric Garner, you
right,
know.
right. And we put
So many.
together a group called the Entertainers Alliance.
Oh,
And
wow.
everybody's in it. Cedric's in it, Jesse Williams, like so many people.
Oh, wow.
We marched down Sunset Boulevard. We've done this before. Now, when all this happened, we probably should have sent out emails and said, okay, y'all, what we going to do? But it came upon
Mm-hmm.
us during the pandemic, etc. You know, so I look at this, the Women's March. I marched for the Women's March. I've marched so many different times. I give donations. I do what I can. Am I going out in this pandemic? No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
young people are
Yeah.
doing it, other people are doing it. That's not my position right now.
Right.
Um,
Right.
we got COVID out there. I'm not going. I'm not
And
going out there.
that's it. And
Put my
that's
mask.
it.
I
We
got a
have
little
to,
boy to live for, right? I got, you know what? I got to get my life together. You
yep.
know, I got
And you
high
have to
blood
respect
pressure.
that. Yep. Oh, wow. Kim, I didn't know that.
Oh, girl, come on now.
Wow.
You know when you're a certain weight, you're gonna have high blood pressure.
I mean, listen, high blood pressure,
It runs in
it's
my
in my
family.
family. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's in my family. It's in my family. Yeah, you have a lot to think about. We all have a lot to think about. You know, and like I say and drive home the point ad nauseum is that there are many ways to protest. You know,
There
having
are.
boots on the ground is one way, but when you have so many people who are trying to throw the protest and they're trying to throw the movement with all this, you know, looting and rioting, You know, you can't put yourself in that type of harm's way. You
Right,
can't
that's
do
not
that.
that for some. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have the passion to march to right now. Do I have the
Yeah.
passion to give money? Do I have passion to use my social platform and post? Yes.
Yeah.
Do I have passion
Yeah.
to help other people to do that? Buy gloves, buy masks? Yes. I definitely have that passion. Do I want to
Yep.
physically go out on the street? Something go down. I can't run from no brick. I can't run from no gas thing they
And I
throw.
don't understand for the
No.
life of me, Kim, why people are leaning into the protesting and the marching as a, you know, the biggest component of what's happening with Black lives. That's been happening with Black lives since the first slaves landed in Jamestown in 1619. When in order for movement to be effective and for a movement to really have the type of impact that it needs to have, it takes money too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the marching. The marching is one component, and it's a big component, but it's not the only component. It takes collective work. It takes collective ideas, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely. You think about back in the day, you know, in the 60s, during the civil rights movement, we weren't only just marching over the Selma Bridge and marching. We did a boycott. We did a bus boycott. It took a year. We boycotted the bus for a year, so we stopped that money. You hit people in their pockets. We got all kind of forms of boycotting. And when those people couldn't walk to work, other people drove them, put them on their
Yeah.
scooters, whatever the case is, you helped them, gave them lunch. You know, people were helping in all ways. So I think that when people look at celebrities and say, why aren't you, or what are you doing? And I posed that, hey, Cheryl Jones, I posed that question to Don Lemon when we were on me and Sherry Shepherd's podcast, Two Funny Mamas. Make sure y'all subscribe on YouTube.
I love Two Funny Mamas.
Yeah, I posed it. I said, what are you doing, Don Lemon? You are doing your job. That's all you can do right now. You are reporting, then you need to rest. Nobody's saying, oh, Don Lemon, why ain't you out there marching? What you doing?
Yeah.
You're doing your job.
That
We're
kind of
doing our
pressure.
job.
Yeah.
So
it's not fair, actually. It's not fair, you know, because like I
yes.
said, people, I like to believe that people are doing what they can, with what they have, what is available to them, and what their life circumstances provides or allows them to be within their own bandwidth. You know what I mean? You may not have the bandwidth to get out there and march. You may not have money, but you can volunteer time. You can tell people about voting. You know what I mean? There's so many components to this. You can boycott, you know, boycott.
Yes.
Don't spend your money with Gucci. Don't spend your money with H&M, who had a little black boy, you know, dressed like a monkey. Don't spend your money with Gucci, who had, you know, the big lips on their sweater. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to do it. You know, this podcast that you have with Sherry Shepherd is just too funny. Whose idea was it between the two of you to come up and do this? Or was it like both of y'all collectively?
Well, you know, we did the Tom
I love
Joyner
Sherry.
morning.
I gotta say that. I love Sherry Shepherd.
Yes. Yeah, she's a funny girl. She was over here last night. You know, we worked on Tom Joyner morning show together.
Oh, okay.
So we were on the radio show, you know, together for years. So it just seemed like a natural thing to slide into.
Yeah, natural pivot.
And do right. So Sherry kept saying, let's do a podcast. Let's do a podcast after the radio show. So there it is. A podcast has born.
Wow. Which one of your favorite episodes from the podcast?
This one that dropped today. I believe, Sherry, we just dropped it. The one called, I think it's called Don Lemon.
Oh, okay.
We had so much fun because we're finding our groove.
Don Lemon.
Yeah, but it's on, you know, at the YouTube. But we're finding our groove together. You know, that's what makes it fun, because I've never done I would say a podcast before. So you got to, it's different from like when you're on Instagram Live, we can read the comments, crack jokes. It's way more
that's
interactive.
why I love this, because it's so interactive. Yeah.
It's interactive.
Yeah. So Kim, I mean, you say you stay busy. You know, you are always, every time somebody looks up, like you're on this show, you're on that show. But the book, you know, that you wrote called The Delusion of Cinderella, you know, let's talk about that because it's pretty much, you know, a love letter to younger women, you know, women coming of
Oh, my.
age and kind of.
Someone said, why you always eating when you're on Instagram Live? It was so funny.
Snacky.
Because I'm real down to earth. I'm like, well, if I was on CNN and they allowed me to have some snacks and I was hungry, I'd pick it up and start eating. I ain't gonna let my blood sugar.
I have my little drink here, so we're good. We're in the comforts of our own home, you know. So yeah, this is what it's about. I love this because it just makes it feels like,
that's
you
right,
know,
William.
I'm talking to a friend that I haven't seen in a long time.
William P. Miller, you saw that, huh? And that's
what is that?
This is a WW Weight Watchers snack.
We're gonna get to that in a second, but I want to talk about the book. I want to talk about
him. He was cracking jokes on me.
Okay.
My book, The Delusion of Cinderella. I love that you said it's a love letter to younger women, and it's definitely that. Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely.
It is. I don't. It was hard. I don't know if I ever write another book again, but instead of, you know,
a lot of people say that.
Woo! You know, instead of writing a book and hitting people over the head and say, don't do this and do that, put it in story form that young women can enjoy and maybe pick up a lesson or learn a lesson, that this is not how you should live. You know, and I say the delusion of Cinderella because we all want that Cinderella story. We all want, you know, the prince and the white horse or whatever the thing is that we always thought of growing up, that it's going to be perfect. And let me tell you something. No, that's why I was like, it's a delusion.
Yeah.
You know, she fell in love, you know, the main character falls in love and for the first time and she gets her heart broken and she goes out with a path of revenge. And it's, you know, and it's not good. And people are like, Kim, is that your story? I'm like, no, it's bits and pieces of my story, my girlfriend's story, you know, put together in a way that is entertaining. And I've got a lot of great reviews on the book. You know, sometimes I regret putting it out myself and not taking it to a publisher because so many people loved it. So
yeah,
well, really, William, he's so stupid. He talking about older men need us a love letter from Kim Whitley. That's William P. Miller. He's fantastic.
That is crazy. That's too funny. Yeah, women. There has to be people like you, and that's why I was just like, oh wow, this is so good. You know, The Delusion of Cinderella, because people look up to you, they admire you, they respect you, they listen to you. You know, and so when you're able to put something out that's basically, like I said, you know, a love letter to Black women, like, you don't have to do this. That's not the right way to go. We all hurt. We all have had our heart broken. We all have had disappointments when it comes to falling in love with men, you know, Black, white, or otherwise. Heartbreak is heartbreak, you know, and you have to find a way to center yourself, you know, love yourself first. Love yourself first. Love yourself first.
You're
love
right.
yourself first.
We got to address Bobby Joe 8704. He says, why you not protesting?
Go ahead, Kim. I'm going to let you have this because we already talked about it.
We just had this whole discussion, Bobby. You must be just joining us. First of all, why you not protesting? That ain't how we talk. That sounds aggressive. We've already talked about, I'm protesting. I'm doing my own protests in different ways. If you mean physically, why am I not out in the street? Because I can't do it. Don't want to do it. I don't want to be out there. I don't want my kid to be at home by himself. He's 9. I don't want to take him out there. I don't know what else I got to tell you, Mr. Bobby. But that's why I'm not able to do it. I've done a lot of protests in my life, Mr. Bobby. I'm probably older than you. There's been a lot of things. Rodney King, women's movement, all kinds of
Woo!
protests. We've done it. I done
Million Man
thrown.
March, Million Women March.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
done burned stuff, thrown stuff. I done
Yep.
did it all. I
Yep.
done ran. I done did all this. Mr. Bobby, I'm not there physically. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm gonna let the young people handle that. Just that's not my lane. So
And there's other ways
they
to
said
protest.
Gina said he was asleep on that topic. Yeah, he was
There are other ways to protest, sir. There are other ways to protest
yes.
without being boots on the ground, putting yourself in harm's way when you know you are better served with your family. You are better served using your network and your resources, using, we spoke about, volunteering time, registering people to vote. We talked about donating money. There are so many ways that you can be a part
So
of the
many ways to
movement,
protest.
a part of the movement. Somebody put fine ass Kim. Ain't she gorgeous, y'all?
Yo,
Them big old
buddy.
dimples. Them
Thank
big
you,
old
Bird.
dimples.
That's right. And then people, this is what's cracking me up about the kids and everybody. I love that people are like protest. Y'all know we're in a pandemic. We are in the middle of a pandemic, whether you want to believe it or not. First of all, wasn't nobody going outside. Now everybody like, why you ain't outside? Y'all can't fall for the okie doke. You got to be careful of all this stuff. You got to watch stuff. You got to be smart. You got to see what's happening. You don't know that this is a setup. We got some things taken care of, but put your mask on. People out there protesting ain't got no mask on. They all up on each other. I'm like, oh, Lord. So, hey, I'm just waiting. Let's see what the cases are in the next 2 weeks. My daddy called me this morning talking about, the numbers is rising in California. I said, I'm sure they are, Dad, and I'm sure next week the numbers are going to be even higher. But I don't want to be part of those numbers. Oh, I was out protesting and I got the COVID. No, don't want that.
Yep. You better say that. It's called a global health crisis. It's called COVID-19. And guess what? This shit is not going to let up anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a second and third wave of this here thing. Okay? So you guys have to, you got to decide, what's important and why you're going out there. Are you going out there to really protest? You want to risk your life? Great. Dr. Martin Luther King said it best. A man who is not willing to die for a cause is not fit to live, but you got to be strategic and why you're putting your life on the line.
Yes.
Because there are so many other entities that are trying to throw the protest.
Yes.
These are not peaceful protests. We've talked a lot about this. I love Kim. I adore Kim. I want to talk more about her career. She's had an amazing career. She's a strong force in Hollywood, one of the most well-respected comedians. And, I say that with the E-N-N-E comedians, female comedians in the game. So I'm here to celebrate her, to honor her work. She's sharing her time with me as a Black journalist, a Black female journalist in the space. So this is a really big deal, a really big interview for me. And I just want to continue to talk about Kim. So we saw her recently. She had a cameo on Black as Fuck, with Kenya Barrett. She's on 20s, Lena Waithe, playing Hattie, the mom to the main character. She's had such a big and long career, Raising Whitley, which, when that show aired in 2013, 2014, I think, Kim, opened with 1.2 million views. She's Emmy nominated. I bet y'all didn't even know that. Yeah, Emmy nominated actress, comedian. And she's like a spokeswoman for WW, formerly known as Weight Watchers. So she knows how to get coin. She's a former teacher from Shaker Heights. Her sorors from Delta Sigma Theta are watching. So we're out here just trying to edify and uplift. This is not a platform where we come to beat each other up and pass judgment because somebody is not moving the way we think they should be moving. My thing is look in the mirror and ask yourself the same thing you're asking a lot of these celebrities. Hold yourself accountable to do what you can do in your own space with your own resources and bandwidth. So,
and tell Shabazz Netflix. She wanted to know what Black AF was on. It's on Netflix.
Oh, girl, it's so good too. It's so good. So, WW ambassador, like how and when did that come about for you, Kim?
Well, thank God it came out. Came right before the COVID. Right before the COVID, I'd be sitting over here 700 pounds. You know, it came and you know, a perfect time because I was able to be in the house and focus. And I'm 16 pounds down where I could be
Oh,
16
nice.
pounds up.
Congratulations.
That's right. And I see my friend Cheryl Jones, twin, is on here. She's part of our group. There's about 18 of us, my girlfriends and guy friends. We got together and we said, hey, we're going to lose this weight. And we're doing WW together. And I always do things that can help other people. I'm not a selfish person. All my shows, even when I did a talk show or drama, they're like, why do you want to do it? I said, if I can catch people's attention and make them laugh and then teach them something, or let them talk to someone that's on the show, or see what they're going through, and they leave laughing, but they learn something, I've done my job. So if I can help one person say, hey, I'm gonna turn her over and do a healthy lifestyle, you know. And WW, I'd never done WW before, and then when I got on there, I was like, this program is great. For me to lose, I can't tell you the last time I lost 16 pounds, and it's not difficult. Yeah.
What makes it different? Have you been on other weight loss programs, Kim, to give a comparison about what makes this one different than some of the other ones? Let's talk about that.
You know what? I have been on the other weight loss programs, but what makes this one different is that scientifically, they have a scientist on it, because I was like, how are these points going to matter? And it does work. At first, you know, the first week, I was like, please. I got on that scale, I was 4 pounds down. I was like, what? Because
first week?
did not. No, that was when I first started. That was 2 months ago, beginning of the COVID. Because what happened is this. You get to enjoy food. Other weight loss programs, I felt like I was depriving myself. I felt like I had to eat certain things. So this one, you eat regular food. They don't give you the food. Now, they do have snacks. Like, I love this. And all their snacks are great. You got to drink your water. You see, I'm drinking my water. And they have an app. The app is fantastic, you know, and it really helps you keep track of what you're doing. And when you don't track it, that's when I mess up. So see, T, I guess New York to Houston, I guess that's what she said, was on it. So I think that's what happened, that I started putting these numbers in. I start putting my food in. Regular food, they give you all these free foods. I was like, no, they're all 0 points. So I can just eat all of that and still have my points.
Wait a minute, food was zero. What's the? I want to know the food.
When I say 0 points that don't add to my points, like all the vegetables, all the fruit I want. I have never, ever, ever, ever been able to eat like that and lose weight.
Wow.
Kimara Seymour. I was looking at her. She said, Kim Whitley, so good to have you in the WW family. Can't wait to meet you in person. Kim Seymour, WW chef and people officer. Oh, fantastic. And I don't even know about the portions. All I know is I can eat and still lose weight and not feel deprived. I even drink wine because I'm a wine drinker.
I love wine too, Cal.
Yes. But what I realized, I was just drinking wine. It's like she said, portion control. Like, you know, I have you put 5 ounces in, you drink your wine, you have a good time. So
like, what's like a daily diet like for you? Like today, what did you have for breakfast? You know, what did you have for lunch?
Today was not a good day because I'm really interested. Smoothie, which was fine. But
what did you have?
I had a smoothie today. But that was like an afternoon. I waited too long. But let's say a typical day. A typical day is I have a boiled egg and 2 pieces of turkey bacon, or I have egg bite. I do egg whites. Yeah, like I will have that. Some people even have bread. All you got to do is put it in the app, and it'll tell you. So an egg is 0 points. A turkey bacon might be 2 points. So now I have 2 points. And I have coffee with French vanilla cream in it. 0 points. And some flavor because I do non-fat or sugar-free French vanilla, and I do the sugar-free like caramel vanilla syrup. 0 points. I've had my coffee, and black coffee is 0 points. Delicious. As long as I can have my coffee, I'm good. Drink my water. Then in the afternoon, I could take some romaine lettuce. I put some turkey, turkey slices in it. I put a little light mayonnaise on it, wrap it up, like a taco. I have those. My girlfriend who's on here, Cheryl Jones, that she had me make I don't know if it was a taco soup or something with beans. But beans are 0 point. So I have a taco, yes, a chili. It was a chicken chili bean recipe, and it had corns and black beans and white beans and shredded chicken. 0 points. It was delicious, and Joshua ate it. So that would be my typical day. And snacks. Yeah, and snacks. So
do they give you like, do they say don't eat after 8 or don't eat after a certain time, or, because a lot of these programs are just like, oh, don't eat after 8 o'clock or don't eat after 9 o'clock, or, does WW have that inside of its program where you can't eat after a certain time, or you should start eating at a certain time of day? How like rigid is it in terms of when you should have your meals?
Yes. Well, yes, tracking does work, D-Spice. They never say to me, and even in the meetings, we do our virtual meetings, they never say, I said, I eat after 8. I got a problem because I'm up and I'm a comic, and Joshua just got off school. And my problem is I eat, most of my heavy eating is after 8. So I'm trying to work on that. But they don't. They're like, if you're hungry and you want a chicken breast, eat a chicken breast. They do not say do not eat after a certain time. They'd rather you eat a good food or 0 point, like I can eat fruit or I can eat, lettuce or vegetables. They just say fill up on that, so no, they don't say that, but they do say drink all your water, drink as much water as you can and move.
Yeah, that
WW is big on moving. You got to move. Like today I worked out 30 minutes on the treadmill, lifted some weights, didn't want to, but I got to,
Yeah. What is your lifting weights? Because people don't understand, especially, the older you get, lifting weights that has got to be a part of your program. I know I'm not the best with it, especially now that we're in COVID, because I like to go to the gym. You know what I mean? It's just like working out at home. It's like, so what is your weight routine? Like, what are you doing, to help, maintain your muscle with the weights? I'm just interested.
Well, one thing you got to learn to do, I hear you, KT, New York to Houston. She said that you learn to eat smarter, and then the tracking makes you accountable, and it does make you accountable.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes, it makes you accountable.
Okay.
But the best thing I do for weightlifting, this is the thing. I get bored very easily. So
yeah, you're
what
like
I used
me.
to do, with my trainer, so I put 10-pound weights down on the floor. I got a chair there, and I got the treadmill. I get on the treadmill. I go for about 15 minutes, just walking uphill. I get it, get it going, and then I get off the treadmill. While it's just keeping your heart rate up. I get up and I do weights. I do just these. I do 10 of these.
Okay.
Then I do 10 over my
so
head.
Okay.
And I up 10 of these, 10 right here, and then I do 10 to the back to keep.
That's
right here.
That's the one, Kim. That's the one I gotta. Woo!
You do that, but then I get off. Then I get back on the treadmill. Get back on the treadmill.
Oh,
10 minutes.
So that's how you get your half hour, your 30 minutes.
You just got to keep, and then I got a little trampoline right next to it. Then I get on the trampoline. I jump to keep it going and keep it interesting. You do that.
Yeah.
You might stretch in the middle, whatever, just keeping you moving because you will get bored. So it's.
And that's funny. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, but
that's what people need to know. It's like you have to do. It's the diet, but it's also the exercise. You know what I mean? Like, someone's like, we love her character on 20s. Yeah, well, we ain't 20 no more, and that's why we got to work out, eat right, and exercise. Guys, Kim Whitley, you guys know Kim Whitley. We have been on here just talking about her career, how she got started, being from Ohio, the type of family that she comes from, attending Fisk University, being on set for the first time with Robin Givens and Terrence Howard when she was on Spike. She's an Emmy-nominated comedian and actress. I have a whole list of shows she's been on, like The Boondocks, Young and Hungry, The Parkers, Deliver Us Some Eva, That's So Raven, My Wife and Kids, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Let's Stay Together, Raising Whitley, you know, which was like the 5th most viewed show in the history of Oprah Winfrey Network. 1.2 million viewers when it opened. I mean, Kim, you have had such an amazing career. I mean, is this what you thought it would be? Is this what you dreamt it would be? And what makes it so crazy, like the best is yet to come. Like the best is yet to come.
I love that you said that, and you're right, Reign Supreme. She was talking about it took her ALC numbers down. She was diabetic and took her down to a 6. So you know, my career wasn't what I dreamt. You know, when I dreamed, all I knew is I wanted to be a star. You know, when you're young, you was like, I want to be a star, whatever that is. I want to be a star. Right, I want to be a star. But I would say it is everything I dreamed, but more. Like I grew up thinking that a man was going to take me to living good. I'm going to marry a rapper, a singer, basketball player. That's how I'm going to get it. But I got everything on my own. So it's a different kind of journey, you know?
But you know what? That's the beauty in it, Kim. You know, I see a lot of women, you know, especially I call these high stakes spaces that we're in Hollywood, you know, and they date these men and they have access, you know, because the man has access. But then when that relationship is over, now they're stagnant and they no longer have that same access, you know, and I never want that to be my story. I never want that to be the story of any woman. You know, you can get it on your own, and you will be a better partner for it. You will be a better mate. You know, and you're not, you won't stay in an unhealthy relationship, you know, you just won't stay in an unhealthy relationship because you think this person, you know, is your ticket or your livelihood or your access. So I love that you brought up the fact that, you know, this is something that you achieved, you know, through hard work and ambition and sticking to it. Like more people, period, both men and women and young children, you know, need to hear that. It's great. And we're not knocking love, because trust me, you know, I would love to be married. But what if that doesn't happen for me? Then what?
No, you got to still find your happiness and keep living life. And you got to keep going. You know, it's a different generation. Just like this generation now, they're doing different things than we were doing. You know, so, you know, I'm doing different things that my mother had done. So, and I saw somebody on here commented. I wanted to make sure that I think her name was Ladybug. I just want to encourage you to get back on WW. And you said each time you failed, but this time do it with me. I'm with on the WW app. I'm with Village. Hit me up. We will help you through this. Ladybug, don't say each time you tried you failed. I know it's difficult. If you stick to the plan, you can do this, especially now. You can do this. You really can do this now. There's all kind of plans, and the app is different. You did it 5 years ago. They didn't have this app.
We got 24 seconds. We got 20 seconds. Are there any final words? Any final words that you want to say to everybody on here?
I just want to say, everybody, keep fighting the fight. Fight it how you can, whatever, you know, however you fight it. Stay positive. Don't forget. Don't give up. And y'all know the vote. We got to put Biden in. It's